Hi, my name is Parker Morgan, and my audience today is Megan Cottingham, Alexis Harpel, and Kelly Hendricks. My specific purpose statement is to persuade my audience that social media is changing people to be overly concerned with how people view them through their social media. And this is my PowerPoint starting with social media standards for social media. The picture just says reflections in this mirror may be distorted by socially constructed ideas of beauty, showing that social media is changed by what people expect of you. And here's a quick video. Okay, now that I have your attention, I use this video to show how social media distracts us from the world and what's actually going on around us, and how we really focus on what's going on our phones compared to what's going on in the world, and how we're so worried about what's on social media that we don't actually care what's going on around us. Modern Medicine Network says that these platforms can have a significant impact on adolescents' body image, mirroring the effect mass media has on prioritizing certain body types as more attractive than others. This can lead to eating disorders and poor body image, and it could lead to self-harm or self-hatred. It could lead to a lot of things, and this slide shows the effects that it has on your mental health, showing that if you're thinking about saying that nothing ever works out for you, if you can't handle this problem, you must be a failure. If it isn't perfect, it's a total disaster. Feeling overwhelmed and low and not taking time to take care of yourself. And for body image, it says that you don't like the way that you look, you wish that you looked how other people look, and that there's something wrong with you. And self-esteem, it just talks about that you don't think you're good enough, people are better than you, and that you should be able to do things, and if you can't, then there's something wrong with you. And these aren't true, but it's just how people feel after being on social media and seeing how other people are and what other people have and look like, and how they act on their social media makes them feel they have to be a certain way, and if they aren't this certain way, then they're not good enough. And I think we need to do better with not being on social media as much, so we're not worrying about just what other people think and how other people view you. A quote from the Guardian online article says that you are expected to live up to impossible standards, and this goes for both men and women. For women, you're expected to have perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect outfits, just perfect body, perfect skin, everything. And for men, you're expected to have perfect hair, perfect eyes, perfect skin, a perfect body, like with muscles and stuff. And I feel like we shouldn't set people to certain standards. Everybody should view themselves how they want to be viewed and not worry about how their social media is being viewed. The raisingchildren.net says that indirect media influences can suggest to teenagers that these are normal ways to look and behave, and that's going back on unrealistic body types and expectations of their bodies. And it's also talking about violent imagery, like within video games, and I guess on YouTube you can talk about violent images like the video I just showed. Bad language, all of these things are influencing teenagers to believe that these are normal ways to act and behave, and that they should be the way that these social medias are putting them out to be. And going back on the overuse of social media, well, here's some main social media websites that are used daily by millennials and just everyone. A quote from the Odyssey's online article says that the overusage of social media networks can lead to negative implications. So we need to be aware of how much time we're spending on social media daily, and how much we are looking on other people's social medias, and how much we let it affect ourselves. This next image, it just shows that two people are on a date, and it's just they're communicating through their phones and not actually spending time with each other. That's just going back on how people are not being aware of the people around them and their surroundings. And the other image on this slide says, is social media helping or hurting? And an article from a Medium corporation says it hurts in ways that it could easily be avoided, but it's also shown the kindness in others. I'm not saying social media only has negative influences on people, but depending on how we are using it, it can influence us negatively or positively. So we need to make sure it's not hurting us, but if it is hurting you, it's probably because of how you are using it. We make the choices that we make on social media, and it affects us in ways that we need to realize. An online article from Earthlink's website states, "Make no mistake, your social media presence is curated by you. What you choose to write about, the pictures you choose to share, and the comments you decide to post are all choices. Put together, these words and images form a representation of you, an impression that is absorbed and judged by others." So taking away from that, I believe that we should tend to ask ourselves these questions quite often, so we make sure we are being viewed as we want to be. Do you recognize yourself from your posts? Is your social media persona a true representation of you? Is it your best self? Or sometimes maybe not the self that you would like to impress others with. So we need to make sure that the person that we are putting ourselves out to be on social media, we need to make sure that's the person that we want people to actually view us as and actually see us as. And I believe this is a huge issue that needs to be talked about more, and teenagers need to understand the influence that our social media has on our daily lives, and that we need to make sure it's not overtaking our whole entire lives. Thank you.